So this is Mrs. Sonnanstine, and she's coming to share and talk to you about punctuality.
Punctuality. Awesome. I didn't realize I could wear my pajamas today.
Sorry, I should have sent you an email.
I didn't even dress up that much, but I have Rotary today, so I wore my Rotary t-shirt. But I'm Liz Sonnanstine. I am glad to be here with you guys today. And I am supposed to talk to you about punctuality, but I'm going to give you a little bit of my background first, so you know why I'm here, I guess. I've been in Tip City about 15 years. I actually live in Bethel, across the river, and have a son who's 18, graduated in May, and my daughter is a sophomore at Bethel. And we live on our family farm, so we have a lot of acreage and get to have a nice little peaceful life over in Bethel. It's pretty nice. I moved here hoping to be a stay-at-home mom, but I had worked at the Columbus Chamber of Commerce for 4 years, moved here, and when I moved here I didn't know anyone, so I decided to walk into the Chamber of Commerce and meet the director, and ended up working for him a little bit, and then he left the job, and I took the job as the Chamber of Commerce director for Tip City, and I was there for 12 years. Any of you know what a Chamber of Commerce is? Anyone heard of it? There's one in about every community across the nation and actually really across the world. So if you ever have interest in working with businesses, it's a membership organization that helps businesses grow and stay in your community. So we do events and networking and ways to promote businesses within a community. So Tip City has a Chamber of Commerce. I was the only employee for 12 years. And now Meredith McKee is the director of the Chamber. You may know her. She was, I think, here this morning. And there's a Chamber of Commerce in Troy. There's a Chamber of Commerce in Piqua. There's one in Covington. So a Chamber of Commerce really just serves the business community serves the business community, helps them grow, helps them want to stay in the community where they are. I left the Tip City Chamber to take a job in Career Connections. Ironically, isn't that the name of this class? I'm the Career Connections Coordinator at the Miami County Educational Service Center. And that is a school district that services all of the schools in Miami County, plus some outside of the county. And it basically serves the MD students, so the mentally disabled, all the way to the gifted and talented. So there's about 370 employees at the ESC. Some of the teachers or aides or people who work in this school may work at the ESC, and you don't even know it because they kind of just blend in with the other teachers in the community. So I am working in Career Connections. So we're working with all the students, K through 12, and we are trying to, this is a brand new role, started last year, and we are trying to help bridge the gap between what students are learning in school and what it looks like in the workforce. Career pathways, trying to help you guys get through that. So Mrs. Potter and I worked together. We worked last year, just trying to understand what that flow looks like. So I got to, does anybody have any questions about any of those things at this point, what I've been up to? Okay. So I got to start a brand new role last year, and I just want to make sure you understand that as you are learning about careers and opportunities that you're exploring, 10 years from now, the job that you take may not even exist right now. I never knew that I would be in a Career Connections role and actually have that be my job, to go into schools and talk to students and teachers and counselors, and then talk to businesses and understand what businesses need and what the problems are that they're having with their workforces. And that's what I get to do right now, and it's been pretty exciting. So this is my second year in this role. I get to talk about punctuality. Does anybody know what punctuality is? What is it?
Isn't it to like be on time and stuff?
It totally is. Very good. And you guys did a great job this morning. As a matter of fact, I think you all made it before the bell. So I'm very impressed because I figured a few stragglers would be coming in. So you're on the right track for punctuality. I have a few slides since I knew that probably having a PowerPoint would not be sufficient, to share with you about ways that punctuality can help you. These are my fabulous slides. So punctuality shows your integrity. Are you a person of your word? That's what punctuality, showing up on time, can help you in that area. Punctuality also shows that you are dependable, right? So if somebody asks you to show up on time to something and you make it there on time, it makes you look like you are a dependable person, which is a good character trait. Punctuality, it helps to build your confidence. So if you show up on time to something and you walk in the door and you are ready to go, even if you are a little bit early, that's also quite a bonus. It will actually help you build your confidence in that situation that you are in. Punctuality shows that you are at your best, right? So if you are punctual and you show up and you make sure that you're in the room on time, whether it be here at school or at your job or even going to a friend's birthday party, when you are punctual, you are showing everyone that you are at your best. What's next? Punctuality shows your humility. Does anybody know what humility is? So people will always be glad to see you when you are on time or even when you're early. You get to be first to greet the teacher. You're first to greet your boss at work. You always want to have a excuse me. Believe it or not, the world does not revolve around you. There's a whole situation of things that are happening behind the scenes, whether it be at school or at work. And you want to make sure that you are giving a feeling that you are not more important than anyone else or their time. That is humility. Punctuality shows that you have respect for others. Do you get that? You cannot play them. Everyone's time is important, whether you go to the dentist or the hairstylist or whatever. It's very respectful. I added this one. Being late can add a strain on a relationship. So when you show up late to something, if there's already a coworker at the job waiting for you to get there, and that coworker needs to get to a doctor's appointment, and they're waiting for you and waiting for you and waiting for you to show up, makes it really hard for that person to like you, because they really want to make sure that you show up on time so that you at your job can make sure that that person has what they need. So it can be make relationships quite difficult when you don't make it on time. And then being late can cause embarrassment. Anyone been late before to something and you walk in the room and everybody's looking at you and like, oh, that's too bad.
That's
They
pretty
came-
embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. So,
That's
so punctuality is really important. It's make sure you make the bus on time. It makes, when you are punctual, you're able to make sure that you are, your boss can expect you to be at work on time. So there's lots of reasons. Can you think of any other reasons why you would want to be punctual, be on time?
Oh.
Oh.
I was thinking about my question.
This shows that you are responsible. What do you think?
It shows that like you wanna be there and that the people who have hired you, like it shows them that what you're doing is not just to do it, it's that you actually come to it.
Yep, it sure does. It shows a desire. What were you gonna say?
It shows that you care.
It does show that you care. It absolutely does show that you care. What do you guys think?
It shows that you appreciate your job.
Yes, it does show appreciation, for sure.
Great job.
Shows that you're
She said-
dependable. Like that's kind of.
It does show you're dependable. That's great that you read my sign. Thank you.
I got a really good one.
Yes.
Shows you have work ethic.
Yeah.
It does show you have work ethic. It shows you care and want to show up. Anyone been late for something and you're like, oh, this is the worst?
No.
And
Oh.
wish you could turn back time? So I used it, my job at the chamber. I was the only employee there, and I had to have a board meeting every single month. And I would work really hard to have a really amazing board meeting. There would be a treasurer's report, and there would be a status report of all the wonderful things that we did with the chamber. And then my board members would show up late. Meeting starts at 8. Then they would show up at 8:03 or 8:05 or 8:10. And it was really frustrating, and I didn't feel very valued. So it's really important, because not only for you to be on time, but it shows that respect to that other person that you're working with, for sure. Any other questions, thoughts? What is your favorite thing you've learned in this class so far this year? Your teacher's sitting right here. What, go ahead.
I've learned about jobs that I've never thought about doing.
Right. Fantastic. Which job is interesting to you so far?
Bus driver.
It's a very good job. It's a very important job. What have you learned so far? What's your favorite thing?
About being reliable and work ethic.
Yep. Those are really important things to have. Any questions for me? I have to fill some time, so you're gonna need to come up with a couple questions here, because otherwise this is gonna be really awkward. We don't want awkward. That's not part of my presentation today. Go ahead.
Where is the favorite place you've traveled, and how did you use punctuality when you went there?
Favorite place. So I will tell you that recently I did go to Las Vegas, and my flight left from Columbus at 5:50 in the morning. And so I had to get up quite early. I think there was a 2 on the alarm clock, and to get to my flight. And if I had missed that flight, it would have ruined my entire weekend. So I did use punctuality very strongly just a few weekends ago when I went on that trip, because I didn't want to end up in a situation where I missed my friends. They were relying on me to get there. So that was my last fun trip, I would say. Lots of good food. Yes, Bud?
Were all of your friends punctual on that trip?
Actually, my friends were punctual on that trip. Yes, it was very important for us to all show up on time and be respectful of each other's time, for sure. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Would you recommend your job to anyone like us here?
I would recommend my job. I will tell you that the job that I have right now, as I mentioned, is a brand new role for our county. It's something that no one has ever done before. I would say that it would take the experience that I had at the chamber, the years of leading projects and leading programming, to even start a role like this, because I'm doing a lot of planning and a lot of time management to make sure that we're getting through some projects. So I have never worked with students before. I didn't know I would end up working with students. And it's been very rewarding to not have to work with adults all the time and have some opportunities to have some influence on students. So yes, I would highly recommend it. And it's becoming a very popular job in Ohio. So it is a job that will probably be there'll be more of them, thank you, more of them as the years go ahead. So, go ahead.
What are some ways that you show that you have work ethic and you're punctual in your job or in the state of Maryland?
In my job. So I have to be here on time. Like, you guys have class. Like, I can't be late to show up. Or if we're working with a student during their study hall or something, we have to be here. We have to be ready to go. I have a meeting at 9 o'clock that I have to get to in Troy. So I have to make sure that I'm efficient with my time here so that I can be respectful to the next meeting that I have to get to at 9. So it's constant from the time that I wake up in the morning until I wrap up at the end of the day. We always have to be on time and be ready to go. So constantly. Other questions? What other questions do they have?
What education did you have
So my education is a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology, and I did not know what I wanted to be when I grow up, and honestly, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I should share with you that I've had over 25 jobs since I started at McDonald's when I was 15. I've always been exploring jobs and interested in different things, and so I've always just had an open door to whatever was next was what I wanted to do. So I did get my Bachelor of Arts, luckily, right out of high school, and then in sociology, and then I just kind of went from there. So, yep. Go ahead.
What was your favorite job out of those 25?
I knew that was coming.
Favorite job. That is a tough question. I would have to say my favorite job was working at the Columbus Chamber of Commerce. When I started working there, I had had very little work experience, and so somebody really took a chance on hiring me. I got to manage a small business council, which had 25 business owners on it, and I had their meetings, and I'd take away from their meetings, and I would do programming to help support these business owners.